side, depending on how these two teams will adjust.
I
My
am
question
the
is, we saw
priestess of
Blacklist
primal
International
lightning,
bring it out.
The hunter of all the
Rora,
evil gods.
priority on the Matilda might actually even be a thing too. Remember, the DNA of those two teams are very close.
That's right. Definitely, I
I
feel
am
like,
not the only one
you know, aside
bound
from
by
the
these
fact that they used to they have basically the same coach, right?
Yeah.
Before. Their DNA and their playstyle just really mimics each other.
Sanjo.
And there goes the Hayabusa that Red Mars is
choose
talking
my own
about.
path.
I feel like, yes, they read into it correctly, and it's a good test, right? I feel like if you are Carl Tizzy, you want to fight against a Hayabusa as early as now,
Yeah.
so you can kind of benchmark yourself where you are.
So Team Liquid Philippines, now there's the Valentina we were mentioning also as well. So in terms of the priorities, we've sort of hit the mark there. However, this Arlot pickup by Tlph is flexible, JP or Sanford. And I think we're going to be seeing later where this will really go once we see and once we have a clear idea of what the roamer is. If the roamer of Rora is something that JP can be aggressive against, the jungle of Demon Kite, then that's gonna go rogue. If it's something that's a little bit tankier, then maybe Tlph might park the Arlot in the EXP lane instead. But now with the Terizla that he's going up against, Sanford might be a little bit more happier to actually get the Arlot on his hands, which can outplay the Terizla in lane as we saw in the previous series, because he's not as tanky in the early game anymore with the body of Smith.
That's right. So it will kind of depend on whether or not how confident these teams are. These guys are rather, and you know what? It can be an undercut game as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're facing a Terizla against an Arlot,
Yeah.
they can just go to the back line and ignore each other for a majority of the early game, and then they can rely a lot more on their marksman
blade
or their
strikes
gold
like a
laners
splitting
or
wind.
the jungle, which is going to be an assassin matchup between a Hayabusa and the Ling.
I was actually thinking that they might lean a little bit more towards the Nolan, but I believe Tlph are operating on the idea that the Ling might fare a little bit better against with the entries against the Moskov and the Terizla. The roamer for Tlph needs to be tankier, or maybe sustainable. If it's not going to be the Minotaur, they can
will
even
find a
consider
way,
picking up the Matilda for
even when
themselves
all is
for
forlorn.
JP, so that it doesn't end up in the hands of Renegade. So I think that's where we're floating the idea of Matilda or Minotaur. If they give the Minotaur, at least they have the Valentina to steal away the Minoan Fury. Because right now, yeah, they need a little bit more crowd control to make sure Carl Tizzy will be able to enter a little bit more safely.
I think this is a challenge, right? This is like a Tlph challenge to Aurora. You really want to do that? You want to go Tigreal? You want to go Minotaur? We're going to be able to do that. But right now, Oogie Shadow Kill Ultimate, they say it's a nerf. But again, the striking speed at level 2 and level 3 is a little bit increased.
It's faster.
Or not a little bit, a lot bit increased.
Yeah, it's really fast, guys. I
There
kid
you go.
Not.
And damage bonus obviously adjusted a little bit, but the speed is really something that you can't underestimate, right?
Yep. But definitely harder to catch Hayabusa now. Or maybe it's because I'm just a normie and I've always had a hard time catching Hayabusa.
No, I don't think so.
But really,
Come on.
it's so fast. There's a little bit of an adjustment period of reading the slashes of the Hayabusa coming out. So Tlph are actually still considering the idea that they can put the Arlot into the roam. That's
roam,
why they
yeah.
ban out the Grok. With the Tigreal gone as well, yeah, there's still a possibility we might see a tanky, a roam Arlot for Tlph.
We could run out of roams here very soon. Obviously, the Edith would have been great, and the Minotaur is still a good point of contention. Maybe they're trying
Minotaur
to... And they ban
will finish
Good
off
ban.
what was left
Of
undone.
course.
I think Tlph, they might be thinking about pick-off, but you don't see enough pieces, and the combo of the Kaja Valentina historically has not been that good. If they are still really looking for a roam pick, I would consider taking away the Matilda from Renegade, or if you really want to, pick up the Jawhead, because the Jawhead will counter the Ling.
Or the Cho, I guess.
Oh yeah, Renegade still also has the Cho. That's
Very
rough.
classic pick, but
Yeah.
it's not out of the question, right?
Oh, what if they do go Cho?
Feels good. It feels like if you're going to go pick off and combo it with a Hayabusa, that's the way to go. Right?
Yeah, they could go Roam Marlot XP Cho.
Hey, that's a great one. That's also a
The
great design.
hunt begins.
And
no,
they
it's
get
Ruby.
the Ruby. Ruby.
Yeah, that's a Ruby for Daddy JP. So it is an EXP Arlot as we saw earlier. Mid lane, Vex gone low. He's still an option, but an overkill with a Moskov.
Does Medicuity have a history of gold lane Ruby? I don't think so, right?
No.
I don't think I've seen that.
This season, I'm gonna have to double check. I think he played Lunox.
Yeah, more Lunox, right?
Ruby,
More of
no.
the hard hitters.
Yeah, no record of the Ruby gold lane yet for Benny Cutie this season.
So it's probably unlikely, but it's not impossible, I guess, if they want to throw surprises at us. There's the Matilda. There you go. That's the best option, I think.
And Loyi.
Ooh, there you go.
Introducing my buddy.
That's a Claude. Very much so. There you go. Cannot underestimate the Claude in this patch.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm trying to think like what ultimate Sanji should be getting. Might want to consider getting the penalty zone or the. He could even get the circling eagle because Valentinus can get the circling eagle to get to the Moskov or the Loyi, dive to the back line, shadow strike them. That's how you can reach them because right now there's no clear reach onto the back line of Aurora. Like, yeah, you have the R-Lot, but it's not that clear. You need to wiggle a little bit more to get to it. The lineup rating favors Team Liquid Philippines, but the early to mid-game potential of Aurora is what I'm really looking at here, and it's actually over.
Let's see how they're going to play it as we throw it over to our casters. We got Leo and Naisu up on the desk.
Thanks, gentlemen. Going into game one in tonight's closer. Everybody's looking forward to this one. Liquid Philippines facing off against Aurora in a best of three. I love how they mentioned that heroes like Faramis and Matilda are coming back. I think you talked about the Faramis earlier.
Yeah, they slowly but surely, they started to rise up, you know.
He's going to get unlucky somewhere somehow. Sent says it's go time. And let's get back into the game. You're talking about Aurora's Hayabusa, the Demon Kite. How about this off-kilter Ruby? What are the stats? I reckon maybe just 1 out of 5 rubies actually go anywhere else but the gold now. 3 out of 5 go in the gold, 1 in the XP, and then the other in rogue. Like, that's how rare this is.
Yeah, you don't see it often, you know, and obviously, whoa!
JB!
Whoa! Maybe that's why! First blood going to the hands of the wingman in this game.
Dear Lord. That's what we can call him.
Yeah, he's a wingman today, right down game one.
Oh no, Sanji gets pulled in! Heal up, heal up, heal up. All right.
And you see what I'm talking about? Demon Kite is almost level 4, and he sees all this happening. And he's ready to get the snowball going.
Against Carl Tizzy on the Ling, who is a scaling jungler, folks. This can take a while for Carl Tizzy to actually get up there. And look at the pressure Aurora is putting on Team Liquid. Sure, it's just first blood. Sure, it's just on the roamer. But look at what it led to, Joseph. Look at this. 300, 400. It's fluctuating between that and 500. Spiked up earlier.
Yeah.
Expect that to get worse if Aurora has their way.
If they do, and right now, you know, just kind of like the limit testing in the early game is enough to kind of do that. Again, the fact that you saw Renate get that first blood, they're going to play around the fact that they can just move so quickly with Matilda. I think that we're going to see the same thing from this Matilda, where this hero in general does start to rise through the ranks again once we get through the rest of the regular season here.
She's so good. I guess the reason why she was kind of down in the past 6 months was how mainly it was still utility jungler meta. But now that it's full-on assassin meta, it helps so much that you get shields, you get a little bit of CC, you get a little bit of damage, and of course combat mobility.
I was going to say, you get a whole lot of mobility, right?
It's a game changer. Here we go, Turtle started up, upper corner. It's mostly Aurora on it. Now it's third of its health!
Already going to go in, final slash, fighting for the turtle. Tempest Blade already has to be used, and Carl Tizzy will get that one. Now looking for the kill here in return. They're going to collapse down into the turret, and Sanford goes in. Edward the first to fall, but Sanji goes down as well as Demon Kite picks up a kill, the 1-for-1 trade, but objective to TLPH.
And look at that, through all that happened, there's so much that Aurora got out of Liquid just to get that turtle. Here's the Infinix instant replay. They tried to very sneakily cut right through Liquid's aggression, but at the end of the day, the shield and the damage from Liquid wasn't enough. Wait, what happened?
Whoa!
Why is DK that low?
Must just got poked down, I'm assuming.
I mean, off of Sanji was, I would have picked it off of Sanji.
Yeah, because see JP uses Flicker, so when we were looking at that. But now, there's Demon Kite going in under the turret! Oh, more! Sanji! He's gonna survive! And a Spear of Destruction is not gonna land as well.
Thanks. Damage reduction underneath the turret. Now Doming in trouble! Doming's down!
Good response. Man, talk about the first 3.5 minutes here, Leo.
3-2, 5 kills. That's about a kill and a half per minute. Of course, you're going to see this gold lead swing back and forth, 200, 300. Aurora, Liquid, Liquid, Aurora, Aurora, Liquid. Looking at the items this time around. Folks, keep an eye on Benny Curie. The power spike on a Claude now, if I'm not mistaken, begins at the second item. No longer do you have to wait for the Trinity. No longer do you have to wait for, most often, the DHS.
Yep.
Marksmen are happy to just pick up the Golden Staff and the Corrosion Sign. Reptar told me this like 4 times just today.
He's like 2 items only.
2 items only.
I heard him, like, as soon as I walked in, I heard him say that too.
You know what I mean?
He's just sprouting it out everywhere.
It's got to be true. We saw it in the series prior. Unfortunately, Falcon Saberbrand could not take advantage of that. But here, we'll see if Team Liquid can do the same. Again, 1 title's already fallen in such glorious fashion. Blacklist swept FCAP. I wonder if Tlph can fix it. Final Slash on 1.
Stanford's going to go in already. Final Slash used. Certainly heal too. Now in the response, Skypiercer picks up in the middle of the fight as well. Now JP's the one in trouble, and also on the backside, Sanford as well. And Domang picks up a kill, but Carl Teasy looks for Edward. Couple hits, and he'll be able to find it as a double. Does he actually chase down Demon Kite? They dodge each other, but now in trouble, it's Sanji. 3 members. Might be able to chase him down. He's stuck between the 2 turrets.
He's running!
He's just going to get whittled down here. Who's the kill going to go to as Demon Kite picks it up?
How often do you see a glorious horse like that be left out to pasture? That was a 3v1. Now the turtle's still standing.
JP jumps on in. JP will be able to find Demon Kite, but Edward will pick up the Lord. And now Sanford getting tossed into the wall. He's left to his own as Domang will pick up a kill.
This is not how you use the Sansan duo. You just don't use them as cattle, as scapegoats, as quarry. Back to back now, just to delay the inevitable. Just to, I guess, fair enough, JP did shut down Demon Kite. The Sansan duo just threw themselves at Aurora.
They just went for it, but you know what, man? For the highlight matchup tonight, this is exactly what the people want to see. And now Yue, he is just out of control there in the mid lane, going to get taken out.
That's Chain CC, Joseph.
That's Chain CC. You have no control.
I've seen this happen way too many times, too often, even at my behest. Oh, here we go, 1v1. Edward versus Sanford. Apu Jingjing versus the Apex Predator.
Sanford gonna be in trouble now. Multiple members here. Carl Teasy trying to get in time. Final Slash gonna be used as well. He gets enough health back from the Brave Smite, and he's still going. And Renegade will fall. Tempest Blade's finally gonna come down. Looking for Edward. He bought enough time for himself, and Carl Teasy's gotta get out of there.
That wasn't worth it. Not that trade. Not like that. Joseph, I gotta tell you, this is the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen Carl Teasy try way too hard to take down Edward. Say what you will about that nerf on the body of Smith, that adjustment, but it's not worth it. It's so hard to put so much effort as a jungler, as an assassin, as a core to take down an XP laner.
And this is interesting because I feel like even for Edward's Charisma here, maybe it's just my mind playing games with me, but he seems tankier, right? And it's not that obviously the scaling is the same. It scales up for the body of Smith passive, but
it's like for him, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's still living. Oh, Carl!
Carl's in trouble. Tempest Blades has to be used. He goes on. Finch poison the chase in from the Circling Eagle all the way down to the tier 2 in the jungle as they get taken out of the jungle.
And that's why they call him the Hitman. Ooh. You see that? You see that? How often do you see a Matilda turn the table? Oh, Final Slash!
Final Slash already going to be used, and Demon Kite out of the picture now, and Edward, rest of the team, going to try to take this turtle as they do, and it comes in cleanly. Benny Cutie in trouble as he gets taken out, but who gets the turtle? It's Edward.
What is this? What is this pandemonium? Is it Bizarro Day? What's going on? XP laners taking junglers. Mages going point blank, taking down marksmen.
What is happening?
What's going on? Oh, we are not even 10 minutes into the game and already approaching double doubles on kills. Just look at that. Infinix instant replay coming your way. Was this the 1v1?
Nice.
Was this? Oh, it's the
Renegade. Hitman.
It's the Hitman at work.
Hitman, wingman. What has this patch done?
There wasn't. They didn't touch the damage output on the Wisps.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's the fact that when you let out the Wisps, you no longer have to stop movement.
Yeah.
So he was chasing, casting. All right, beads on Carl, let it through.
Let it through. Just let the Wisp go, and at the same time, like you said, before all that broke out, how often do you see a Matilda get the late?
Oh, here we go, JP!
JP in trouble. Shadow kill, what we're going to use. He picks up the kill. Tlph, they saw JP taken out. They're going to try to hold on to the tier 1, but it's not going to happen as Rora will pick up the turret.
Joseph. Renegade just picked up an enchanted talisman.
What does that tell us?
He wants to go for the neck. Look, he's going to build more magic items. Dude, you know how he got the kill on Carl TZ?
How?
With a photo? With a flask
With
of
only
the
a
Oasis.
with only a photo.
Well, to be fair, Carl TZ has 0 defense items.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
a bearling.
I think at that point, too, you're not even expecting Matilda to chase you down.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was willing to give himself up, but if it's a prize as big as a Ling, I'll do that all the time, over and over again. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Fighting for the purple buff now. Again, Renegade goes in, circling Eagle already used, forcing Carl TZ off of the buff. Sanford, though, wants to find a pick. He's going to go for Domeng as he used the final slash to sweep him into the team. And Tlph, off of that, they'll start up the Lord.
Time for the blitz. Aurora up by about 1,500. Aurora not letting them go, not so quickly. Carl TZ is very low.
Takes so much damage. Already Tempest Blaze has to be used. And Renegade hunts him down again. Picks up a kill as Sanford falls. Rora takes the Lord out of the hands of Tlph. And they started in a penalty zone. Is going to catch Benny Cutie as well.
You win the back.
Rora looks for JP as they pick up the 4th kill plus the Lord.
This is poetry in motion. Sanji, as he stood tall as the sole member of Liquid in the final moments of the grand finals last season, he stands here in shambles, the only team member left facing Aurora's wrath. Joseph, get it happen again.
Daniel.
Was that the second time this game?
I think that was the second time. I'll tell you what, man. The hit, I called him the wingman earlier. He's back to the hitman.
Take it back.
Take it back.
He's Agent 47. He lives in the world of assassination. Dude, what? Come on! And this is partly maybe because it's Renegade, yes, but also Matilda. Matilda is a breakout star in this current patch. He has been in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And in the face of this kind of performance from Aurora, how do you reset for redemption, man? What do you do?
That's a good question.
They were getting good final slashes. Carl TZ almost got away with it when he hit the temperature blitz. Oh, look at this from the back!
They threw Edward down the back line, already using the penalty zone, able to cut them off. They pick up 3 kills. They're looking for more as Sanji falls. The Lord's still up as well. Carl TZ gets taken out, dismantled, and Rora comes out in game 1 to start the road to redemption in this match.
The Northern Lights draw first blood. Another Titan at the cusp of defeat.
Difficult for the Valentina to fight under the area, so that's why I really thought that Tlph would pick up the Loi early on already, but they decided to focus on getting the Roger themselves. While Aurora decides to, of course, when you have a Phoveus on the opposing side, more often than not, you have to make sure you can lock in the carry as a counter to it to be able to deal good damage to it.
Just make sure that the Phoveus doesn't go out of hand and go unanswered, right? So that's a great cause. Nolan getting banned out was huge. I thought it was going to go through, honestly. And I was so excited to watch Demon Kite play the Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, great ban there for Tlph, really knowing the stuff of their opponents here.
Yeah, and with the Julian banned out earlier by Aurora, I think we're running thin on the Demon Kite heroes. We still have the Ling and the Lancelot available if we're going to be looking at Assassins. However, if I'm not mistaken, Demon Kite does have a very wide pool. You still have the Bane.
Bane,
You
right.
still have the...
Praise the stars
Not the Joy's going to struggle
and
up against the
seek your
Phoveus.
Is that Lunox banned out?
No, it was a low Yi ban.
Oh, low Yi ban.
Yeah, we
Alright.
were talking about the low Yi would be a great pickup.
So
So they turn off, they take away the
Angela.
Angela, so they can't pick the Joy. But at
Right.
the same time, I think this might be a Bane or a Ling for a Demon Kite.
Demon Kite heroes seem to be running thin right now, so you're right.
Exactly.
I don't think they're gonna be forced into a Lancelot. No, I don't think so.
No, again up against a Phobius.
It's a
you don't wanna
Phobius,
trigger his
yeah.
passive. I think the safest would be to go Bane,
Bane.
but I think you can also consider Ling if you're Aurora. Yes, you're giving dashes under the blades. and
Yeah.
It's a good sign for the Minoan Fury, but in terms of the lockdown heroes, we might not have enough already for TLPH. Oh, is that X-Borg?
X-Borg, yeah, that's a great. Wait, X-Borg jungle?
We shall see. Because the Rizla is still open, and that might be the matchup they're playing. Oh, wait, no. This is an XP lane Phobius. Well, okay. I think this is a jungle X-Borg.
It does feel like a jungle X-Borg.
Yeah.
They might have actually exhausted Demon Kite heroes, man.
But
What the heck?
Yeah, but TLPH needs burst. They need to be able to get away the X-Borg ultimate quick. Unless what? Are they gonna play into the Lunox and just hope they can snowball like crazy?
Among the plains,
Eve.
Despair that I see
I was
before.
made.
Oh, okay, Nathan,
okay,
yeah.
very classic. I love it. I love it. And not that it's very easy to execute this lineup, honestly.
Yeah.
But again, it's also easy to play around. These are heroes that will probably not get bursted too much, except for the carry.
Yeah.
So they can play around the. Oh my goodness, the box.
Yeah. Huh. This is...
Wherever I go, hate, flee.
Rafaela. It's the heel man!
Oh, Rafa X-Borg. Okay.
Going full heel. I love it.
It's an old classic combo, and that will be... That's a nice little counter that they have for the Eve. They want to be able to get out of the real-world manipulation quickly.
Yep.
And at the same time, you counter the slows, taking it out of the team fights, the pokes. The slows coming out from the Edith, just one the Eve, just one holy healing, and you get the movement speed to get out of harm's way.
Wasn't it like it was so odd that they did it so quickly. They locked in that Rafaela so quickly after the Eve pick. It feels like they kind of read into it.
Yeah, they cooked that.
I love it.
They were cooking that.
Wow. All right. So TLPH's lineup, I like it. It's more classic. But Aurora, they're coming up with creative solutions. Let's see if that's going to stick as they throw it over to Leo and Naisu.
Jumping from a game-changing Matilda to now a Rafaela. What can Renegade not do?
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Yeah, I feel like he wants to show us that what he just did on Matilda, he can replicate on a Rafaela somehow, some way.
That's rhetoric, by the way. You don't have to answer that, folks, because the answer is nothing. There's nothing Renegade can't do. Welcome to game number 2. It's a best of 3. That means Aurora are currently at match point, and they bring out some spice to answer back on TLPH's pocket pick, the Eve. The last time, I remember, Joseph, the last time that the Eve was big money in our league is when TLPH won M4.
Man, that's been a minute.
You gotta throw back all the way to early 2023, late 2022. That's when Sanji's Eve helped win the M4 World Championship in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Yeah, and we've seen teams. Oh, whoa. It's an emote off.
This is the Northern Lights versus the Buff Horse.
Get yours now. Come on, that's a little biased, isn't it? They're showing. They're only showing. Okay, there it is.
Fine.
All right.
You were saying.
Who's your bias, right? But no, going back to it, that's the thing. Some teams have started to pull out the Eve again, but I still feel like for some reason it's not working as well as some people hope in the compositions that they bring to the table. Now this one, obviously with what they have here for TLPH, this could all work really well because of the fact that I just really like the Minotaur pick with the Eve. And then, of course, you have, so far, we've seen so much of Phobius, although he's kind of been altered in a little bit as well over the course of the regular season. So this is going to be interesting, I think, for TLPH on how they utilize the real-world manipulation plus that Minoan's Fury ultimate from the Minotaur.
But all that you mentioned is, again, as elaborated on by Renmar and Rockhart. Whoa, wait up! Whoa,
Now
Zephyr!
Okay.
He
Edward.
flickered out.
He flickered out. He's got that flicker.
All right, so as I was saying, it's answered by the Holy Healing. You can walk out
lot
of
of
a Minoan
speed.
Fury. You're not hit by the Infernal Pursuit if you just run away quick.
Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing, too. I mean, depending on what UA decides to take for an ultimate, he most likely will have the Minoan Fury. So the fight for the turtle are going to break out. JP going to jump in, and now there's the rear-world manipulation. Demon Kite gets the turtle, gets the first blood. Carl TZ falls as well. Everybody from TLPH is having a hard time here as Rora picks up so much in the exchange.
Look at the bodies, and they're not done. Look, Joseph, Aurora are leaning hard into Liquid's jungle. Sanji can only watch as Demon Kite takes away Carl TZ's purple. And Aurora walking away. Smooth criminals they are.
With criminals, man, how many teams? You got to think. Maybe you guys can ask yourself watching this too. How many junglers actually play a jungle X-Borg right now in the current meta of things?
All right, to be fair, Carl TZ would know. He used to rock a jungle X-Borg.
He did.
As early as, I'd say, last season's playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, him and, like, off the top of my head, I can think of him and Demon Kite for the most part. Like, the two players that do bring it to the table a
And
lot.
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle.
Kyle TZ would sometimes whip it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this here, the fact that Aurora brought that out, and the Rafaela, means that this is something that them, Dex, Master of the Basics, they understand what this lineup does and how it responds to what TLPH brought to the table, which is, by the way, very meta. Same for the Eve, which we haven't really seen work out just yet, but best believe as soon as we see it do its thing, whoa. As soon as we see it do its thing, then we will know for sure if it was worth it.
You know what Rafaela does to a team?
What did it do?
Whether you're playing your own games in RG or here, obviously, in the highest professional sense, it gives you confidence. Not just to your team, but especially in the gold lane. When you're in the gold lane, you know you have a Rafaela with you, and you have that healing, you have that speed even, and then you have, even if you need that peel with a Holy Baptism, like, it gives you so much confidence. I think that's what Rora is also playing on right now with this Rafaela pick. And I think usually the course of the games, it might fall off a little bit, but sure, that healing is great, the peel, the stun is always great as well.
And that's what Doming was going off of when you saw both him and Benny kind of go for it, go at it as early as the 4-minute mark. So I get it, I understand. And I totally agree. The fact that you have a player as charismatic and as confident as Renegade on a hero as such, and best believe you can expect great results. Turtle now up, less than half health, now knock up, and the real world!
There it is already. Yue getting the turtle here. Now the fight. JP's already out of the picture. Sanford's quite low. He's dunking on Edward, though, as he picks up a kill. Sanford and JP are the trade. It's 2 for 1, but another turtle for Rora.
Aurora are just allowing for these trades to happen. Again, the fact that all of TLPH's kids, Yue!
He's got the heals coming from Renegade, and he's going to escape. He's fine.
The fact that the 2 kills that Liquid have this early on, Carl TZ!
Whoa!
Get away! Are on Edward means Aurora know exactly what's happening. They're in control,
Yeah.
And even in the gold lane, we see rarely the Hitman and the Healman rotate. This is his 12th most unique hero. The highest among all players this season. That's the cap.
Wait, so, I mean, last week when the number was 11, I think it was, and now he's 12.
Players like Kirk hit 11, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Chaknu as well, right?
Super Marco should be at about 12 too.
Yeah.
Chaknu as well, so he's in that upper echelon.
And that's what I just love about the current meta that we're in. And I know we had this patch come out, and it's, maybe altered a thing or two here and there, but ultimately this is the healthiest, I would say, that the meta has been in for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Where you have so many of these different players, roles, bringing out different heroes.
The fact that patch 1.9.20 came out and we weren't even asking for it.
Yeah.
The fact that it came out and really brought a few adjustments and Suyu means we're bound to see more evolution right before our eyes. This is a great time to be an MLBB fan. Quick item check here. Renegade rocking tough boots and Flask of the Oasis. On the other hand, you want to check in with Benny. He has one big item, another one on the way. Yet still Aurora, always ever so aggressive. Last turtle spawning lower quarter and already 3,000 up.
Yeah, not only that, just in the gold lane alone, Domang up 1,000 gold on Benny Cutie.
Ooh.
So you can see this timing here. Even JP just now picking up the Flask of the Oasis. So that's the advantage that Rora has. Good defensive item picked up here for Demon Kite as well. Got the Brute Force now. So the fight for the third turtle is going to break out here. TLPH wants to go ahead and try to get this one if they can. Edward again starting the fight. They're going to jump in. Carl TZ will get the turtle. They'll find Edward again, and now JP in trouble as he's taken out of the picture. Last Insanity going to be used up, and no, jumping in. Sanford also goes down. So TLPH, they'll get the turtle, but they lost 2.
Liquid seem to have dispersed way sooner than Rora was ready to end the fight. So Aurora, they stayed clumped up, ready for combat, maybe 2 or 3 seconds longer, and they punished Liquid for that decision. Again, you mentioned it, 2 kills for the turtle trade, and to be honest, I was a stolen turtle. Caldi's just really got into it, you know, stepped into the paint and said, take him this.
Yeah. He didn't want to give any more of that up. I think even with all that, they still find themselves in a, you know, a position where they could contest the Lord if they want to, even down just nearly 3,000 gold.
But still on the ropes.
Still on the ropes.
I'll tell you now, the cavalry cannot breathe easy. Look at the gold on Doming and Demon. Joseph, you know how an ex-Borg doesn't need the gold?
He doesn't, yeah.
This is just sand in your eyes. This is just, I can't even, I want to fight you, but I can't even see you. I can't even kill you. When was the last time you saw Demon Kite scared to die?
Whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good response there, but hey, that's all part of the plan for Rora. They got the tier 2 off of that.
And they traded a flicker too.
Yeah.
Check it out. They made Sanji flinch.
Sanji flickered. Edward had to flicker for that. So you find yourselves making these little moments happen around the map when you can for Rora. They got the advantage. They're setting up for this Lord here.
All right, moment of respite off camera. Medicute able to push that tier 1 down bottom. So this should allow for Liquid to kind of make some moves. 20 seconds until that turtle spawns. Lower quarter, exactly where Benny Curie pushed in. I'd reckon they need to work on those tier 1s first. Like, don't even think of contesting, because you're gonna lose. I'm very confident that more often than not, even if they do get the perfect Minoan Fury, the way Aurora is built right now. Again, even with about 1,000 between Benny and Doming, 1,000 and change between DK and Carl. Unless you get the perfect Minoan Fury and the RWM, like just in there.
It's got to be layered.
It's got to be perfect.
At this point, this Lord take, they're looking for it.
Benny's too far off, though.
Oh, look at them, actually. Again, Edward forcing out the RWM already. Takes a couple shots, going to be fine. Primal Wrath on out, but they jump back in with the Infernal Pursuit and the setup, too, with the Minoan Fury. JP already goes down. Last Insanity under the turret. He's going to be able to find multiple. What? What is that? From Demon Kite and the whole team, they'll wipe out the cavalry.
Clean. Every one of them fallen. DK straight up like Beyblade X into Team Liquid Philippines lineup. Joseph, we gotta see that once again. Here's the Infinix instant replay. Look at this. Post real world manipulation. Fury for Fury. You see here how the call almost perfect. Doming and DK. That's all true damage.
That's all true damage, and that's the power, again, of that speed, little speed boost.
Correct.
Of having the Raphael there. How do you escape the rotating Beyblade of fire?
Holy healing forward.
That's tough.
That is more than tough. Again, looking at the Tlph, they've been okay with a 3,500, 2,000 gold deficit for the better part of 5 minutes, and then suddenly, first Lord take. They're down almost 6.
Yeah.
Where did the majority of the go? Yep, there it is, confirmed. It's on DK.
It's on DK.
Dude, DK 6! 606!
And you know, it's so funny because I want to say big damn, but like he's technically defensively built.
It's robust damn.
It's robust
He's,
damn.
you know, he's inevitable. Like, he won't hurt you immediately, but if you let him stand around you long enough,
Yeah.
you're gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt.
You're cooked.
You're cooked.
At that point, you're cooked.
It's like a Miami tan. You would know.
Yeah, I would. Shout outs to our good friend in Florida, by the way.
The Floridians.
Shout out to Trex. I think he just got married, by the way. It's totally random.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's in a couple of days.
Oh, okay. Well, what's not in a couple days is this push from the Lord.
The Aurora might end here.
All shields already going to be pushed in. Tlph down almost 8,000 gold. They'll clear out the Lord. Turret's going to be worked on mid lane. There's the push in once again. Demon Kite just unleashing. They have to use the Minoan Fury, but they jump in again. And Rora will just force themselves into the fight, into the base. They pick up 4 again. They pick up the series with a sweep.
Aurora, say it's lights out. Liquid Philippines lay in shambles as the Northern Lights knock them out. 2